to.
Reactive incidents can occur even when plant personnel are unaware that chemical reactions are taking place. That's what happened at an Augusta, Georgia plastics manufacturing plant in 2001. On March 13, 2001, 3 maintenance workers at the BP Amoco Polymers plant were killed while they were preparing to clean out a tank that held waste plastic. BP Amoco made high-performance nylon by pumping raw materials through a heated reactor and then using an extruder to form the hot plastic into solid pellets. During the first 50 minutes of startup, plastic considered to be unusable was diverted away from the extruder to a 750-gallon waste tank. Steam and gases escaped through a vent in the waste tank, preventing any accumulation of pressure inside. The contents of the tank were allowed to cool down over a period of hours. Workers then opened the cover to remove the waste plastic. On the afternoon before the accident, operators began to start up the process. But there was a mechanical failure in the extruder. While the operators tried unsuccessfully to fix the extruder, the hot plastic continued flowing into the waste tank for an unusually long time. Supervisors eventually aborted the startup, but by then the waste tank had already overfilled with molten plastic. The excess plastic clogged the vent line and the emergency pressure relief line. With the lines and pressure gauge now sealed off, workers would have no reliable way of determining whether the tank was under pressure. As the outside of the waste tank gradually cooled, a hard plastic layer several inches thick formed around the inside surface of the tank. But closer to the center, the plastic still remained hot and molten. Unknown to workers, a slow decomposition reaction was occurring inside the molten plastic. Over a period of hours, the hot plastic molecules were breaking down, forming gas bubbles and causing a dangerous buildup of pressure. Just after 2 a.m., 12 hours after the startup attempt, 3 night shift workers approached the waste tank to clean it out. The workers began to unbolt the cover of the tank. After they had removed half the bolts, the extreme pressure blew the 1,750-pound cover off the tank with explosive force and ejected hot plastic over a wide area. The waste tank recoiled backward, breaking hot oil pipes and creating a vapor cloud which ignited 6 minutes later. 2 of the maintenance workers were killed instantly when the tank cover blew off. The 3rd was pronounced dead on arrival at a hospital. This accident shows how even slow chemical reactions that don't produce any heat can still be hazardous. In this instance, company researchers knew that molten plastic could react to produce gas, but that information was not sufficiently incorporated in the design of the process or communicated to workers.
I think that is one of the main issues. And it's not so much that nobody was aware of that information, but rather that the people who were actually operating the process didn't have the information or didn't have access to it. But somebody, somewhere, even within the same organization, often had that information. So a lot of the problem, I think, is education and awareness.
If you wasn't